Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you could play a song called The Choice by Gustavo. And it's all kind of an instrumental part, and I think this really works really well with the fingers, but you could do a lot of these arpeggios as strums. But he's using some really cool implied chords using some things called thirds. And the one that we start out on is actually kind of 7th fret on the A string and then 5th fret on the D string. And if you kind of strum, or kind of play just the E and the A and the D string all together, that's a little E minor chord actually, is what that E and G note that we're kind of holding down with first finger and third finger is kind of implying. And then from that little shape of the 7 and 5, we're going to be working that down to 3rd and 2nd. So we're going 2nd fret on the D string, is 3rd fret on the A string, and that's a little major third, so this kind of implies a C major chord because we're playing a C note on the A string. This is all about A string roots. And then from that, we're going to be taking that shape and moving it back up to 4th and 5th. So now I got 4th on the D string, 5th on the A string, and that's a little D major chord. And then he almost kind of starts that over again where we're going E minor, C major, D major, but then we go to almost what would imply a B minor chord where you do 2nd fret on the A string and then open D string. And then from that B minor chord, we'd be going back to that C major where we got the C and, or the 3 and 2 together. So all together on our intro at the very beginning, we've got kind of that 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 4, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5 and 4 together, but then 2 on the A, open D, and then 3 and 2 together. And then we kind of start that over again. So you got E minor, C, D major, E minor, C major, D major, B minor, C major. And then at the very end of our intro, we kind of play just the open E with the 7th on the A string. It's kind of a closer with just E notes. And then he decides to change into kind of a major deal on the E instead of a minor deal on the E. So our next third actually kind of works around the 7th fret on the A string and then 6th fret on the D string. And if you do that with the open E, that's actually kind of a little E major chord. And the other third that kind of turns up through the next part actually is kind of going all the way up to 12th fret on the A string and then 10th fret on the D string, which is almost like a little A minor chord. So through the next part of our tune, we kind of start with that E major, where we got that 0, 7, 6, and then we go 7 on the D, 9 on the D, but then we go all the way up to that 10th fret on the D, 12th fret on the A string to kind of do the E, A, D with that, and then we go back to 7 to 9 on the A string as kind of a hammer-on. So I'm kind of playing 7th fret and then putting my 3rd finger down on the 9th fret on the A string to kind of carry the sound. And then we go back to that E major third where we got the 0, 7, 6. And then we do that E major again, 0, 7, 6. And then we go back to 7 on the D, and 7 to 9 hammer on the D. And then back to 7 on the D. And then A string 7 to 9 is kind of a hammer on. And then we go back to that E major third again, we got the 0, 7, 6. And then there's this cool little digression where we go 2nd fret on the A string is kind of a slide to 5th fret, 4th fret on the D, and then open E, and then we go 4th fret on the D, 5th fret on the A string, so kind of a return to the D major idea. And then we go down to 3rd fret on the A, is kind of the C idea, 2nd fret on the D, and then 2nd fret on the G string twice. And then we go back to kind of that E major third, but we arpeggiate it, so we kind of play low E, and then A string, and then D string, and then A string, kind of around that 0, 7, 6, 7. And then from there, we're going to go 6 on the D, 7 on the A, kind of arpeggiating the E major again. But then we go to 4th fret on the D string, and then 6th fret on the A string, which is kind of a D sharp minor third, so almost like a D sharp minor chord. And then from there, we kind of have an intro return. And just to go through that second part one more time, you got the E major, 7, 9 on the D, A minor third with the O, 12, 10, 7, 9 on the A, hammer on, and then E major, 0, 7, 6, then 0, 7, 6, D string, 7, 7, 9, 7, and then 7, 9, hammer on, E major with the 0, 7, 6, and then 2, 5, slide, 4, open E, 4, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2 on the G, and then 0, 7, 6, 7 on the E, and then 6, 7, 4, 6. And then we kind of have an intro return where we go back to that 0, 7, 5, C major with the 3, 2, D major with the 5, 4, E minor with the 0, 7, 5, C major with the 3, 2, 5, and 4, B minor with the 2 open, C major with the 3 and 2. So to go just through the whole tune one more time, you got that 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 4, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5 and 4, 2 open, 3 and 2, and then we do all that again. Let's see, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 4, 7, 5, 3 and 2, 5 and 4, 2 and open D, 3 and 2, and then open with the 7, and then we kind of switch over to the major part. So we got the 0, 7, 6, 7, 9, 0, 12, 10, 7, 9 on the A, 0, 7, 6, 0, 7, 6, 7, 9, 7, 7, 9, 0, 7, 6, and then the 2, 5 slide 4, open E, 4, 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 0, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 4, 6, and then 7, 5, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, open, 3 and 2. But that's the basics of how you go work through The Choice by Gustavo. So good luck!